What's up, folks? It's Dan here from BeGameCharacter.com, where we turn games into games. And today we are talking about lifting for strength versus lifting for growth, and the rep counts that can affect things and the sets that can affect things. So the idea here is basically we're going to talk about your strategies for the same exercises, depending on whether or not you want to get stronger, develop just raw strength and power, i.e. the ability to move more weight, or lift for mass, bigger muscles, getting stronger but also getting bigger, okay? So basically these can be applied to any exercise, but we're going to consider the humble bicep curl. Now the bicep curl is a favorite amongst bodybuilders, obviously, because having big biceps looks awesome. We're going to talk about the principles and use the bicep curl as an example. So we're going to start here with a relatively low weight, okay? I have 14 pounds here on my adjustable dumbbell, okay? So if I'm looking to gain size, develop mass in my biceps, what I want to do is I want a higher repetition count, i.e. somewhere between usually 8 to 12 repetitions per set, and somewhere between 3 to 5 sets, usually 3 or 4. There are other lifting protocols as well, such as a 4x8, all right? But generally speaking, I like 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions, all right? And obviously, if you're lifting for anything you want full extension, it's even more important in bodybuilding, the idea that you want to extend your muscle completely and then feel that muscular contraction as it's coming all the way up and down. The idea here is 8 to 12 repetitions, and it should be at a weight that going past 12 repetitions is difficult. Now this is something that is often missed. Usually somebody that's first getting into weightlifting is going to be like, okay, well, I can lift this weight 12 times, I'll just do that for 3 sets of 12, and then 3 months later, like, why am I not getting bigger? It's like, well, can you lift it for more than 12 reps on that set? They're like, yeah, I can bang out like 25, and it's not enough weight to challenge your muscles. You want to find a weight that will challenge you at the end of 12 repetitions, so that you get to 12, that you hit 8 and you're like, okay, start to really feel it, and get to 12, you're like, okay, that's number 12, If it's not that heavy, then you're not actually going to see the growth that you want. You do still need to physically challenge your muscles to the point where having the final rep is difficult. And that means you're also probably going to be increasing your weight as you go. Once you hit 3 or 4 sets of 12 reps and you're like, okay, I'm done, that means next workout, you should probably add 5 pounds to that lift. And all of a sudden, it's going to be, oh, here we are, back to 8 reps again, because trying to get up to 12 with that new weight is difficult. You got to work your way up to 12 again. The idea of progressive overload is not limited just to strength generation. It's also size generation. It's just you want to be lifting a somewhat lighter weight for generating mass. Now, if we want to generate strength, if our goal is strength or power, we want to have a heavier weight. Okay? We want a weight that we're like, oh yeah, that's some work. Now, I don't know if you'd ever really want to work on generating pure strength in your bicep by itself. Usually a bicep powerlifting regimen is not standard, but I use the bicep curl here just because it's a good example. It's a single muscle. We can focus and hone in on it. So if you want to generate power and strength, you want to be lifting a heavier weight, first off. Secondly, obviously, since it's a heavier weight, you're going to get a lower number of repetitions per set. You're going to fatigue. You're going to get tired a lot quicker. But because of that, we want to probably do a few more sets, usually 5 or 6 sets. So you want, for strength and power generation, to be doing 3 to 5 repetitions per set. If you can go over 5, the weight's probably too light, all right? I mean, if you can hit 6 and then you're done at 6, then that weight might be just about right, especially if you're on your first set. But if you're getting to your last rep on your last set and you still you got another like 3 or 4 in the tank, probably need to go up in weight. So you're looking at probably 3 to 5 sets. Generally speaking, 5 sets is a good idea. And you want to be with a heavy enough weight on the bar or a more difficult enough body weight exercise that going over 5 repetitions for all 5 sets is not realistic. You're not going to feel like, oh man, I can definitely bang out those. You want to feel like, oh wow, I'm totally fried after that set. I can't do any more, I need to rest, all right? Speaking of rest, let's talk about rest guidelines. So if we're going with the lighter weight, i.e. we are building for mass, you want your rests to generally be shorter. You want to get your set done and then you want to rest maybe 1 or 2 minutes before the next set. I would recommend usually 1.5 minutes as my personal timing for hypertrophy, i.e. building of size. If you are working towards maximum strength and power, all right, you want to work usually 3 minutes, sometimes even more, as you get up to heavier weights, between each set. All right, that's a longer rest period because you're taxing your muscles a lot more, you're taxing your central nervous system a lot more. You want to give your body time to recover before that next set because the idea is we do want to move as much weight as possible. If you look at somebody that trains at like elite power lifter levels, like very heavy lifters, guys that'll move, 500 pounds in a single repetition, they'll rest even longer. They'll go 5 minutes between sets sometimes. So giving yourself more rest between sets is better for building strength because it gives your muscles time to recover and be able to put that maximal effort back into the lift again. Whereas resting for a shorter period of time for your lighter weight, for your hypertrophy stuff, make sure that your muscles stay pumped with blood. Make sure that you don't give those muscle fibers too much of a break, that you're really going at them and really working them so that they have to repair and make themselves bigger to accommodate. Now, that is not to say that you cannot generate size, mass, through heavy lifting, or that you won't get strong through bodybuilding workouts. Bodybuilders are still pretty damn strong. There are a lot that transition from strength to body weight, to bodybuilding and back and forth. There are a lot of power lifters that go into bodybuilding. There are bodybuilders that go into powerlifting. This is something that is not entirely uncommon, depending on the bodybuilding class that you're lifting in. Also, if you're just starting out, don't worry about bodybuilding sets so much. Just lift for strength, because the idea is you need to get your body to the point where it is starting to really efficiently use your muscle fibers before you can go into bodybuilding mode. So if you're just starting out, if you've never lifted weights before, you've never worked out before, don't worry about your 3 sets of 8 to 12 all that much. You want to be lifting heavy most of the time and just get your body strong and to build that base that then you can move on to lifting. Finally, there is something to be said for the heavy lifting and mass gain component in that lifting heavy, if you're male at least, tends to cause an increase in testosterone expression, which obviously will help you get bigger faster. Now, this is not so much the case if you're female. If you have female hormones in your body, not going to work quite as much, but even so, lifting heavy will still allow you to gain mass. So what I generally like to do, and what I recommend to people who are looking to get bigger, is work a big, heavy compound lift every time you work out in a powerlifting protocol, i.e. do a squat, do a bench press, do a deadlift, or do an overhead press, barbell press, for that 5 sets of 3 to 5 repetitions regimen, like something that's heavy enough that that is real work. And then, if you want to, move on to bodybuilding protocols after that. If you're looking to just gain size, your main interest is big muscles and not so much big strength. If you're looking for strength, obviously continue that powerlifting protocol into your other lifts for the most part. Sometimes accessory lifts you can stand to go a little bit higher repetition count. But get that big, heavy core lift in on every workout because that will help with your testosterone expression. That will help with really pushing your central nervous system. That will help with really making sure that you're hitting a lot of your body with a big, heavy compound lift to get that blood going and to get those muscle fibers engaged at the start of your workout. Then, if you want to, move on to your bodybuilding protocol. So, that's it. Thank you for watching. As always, remember to live boldly, change the world, and continue to be awesome. Bye-bye.
Listen!